Martin and I'm with Artistic Artifacts in Alexandria, Virginia. Today we're going to be making a quick project. This is an embroidery project. This is a small pouch. It's about 4.25 by 5.5, using the embroidery module on the BERNINA 770. This is using OESD Pattern collection number 12519. 12519, that's right. This design collection will actually includes 4 pouches. We're going to be making the small pouch today, and again, this includes setting your zipper using the embroidery module, and so it's a quick project. This doesn't use a lot of fabrics, so think about using some of your larger scraps and to make this. You could also you could use, if you wanted to customize this even further, you could add an embroidered design or some stitching onto your fabric before you start working with it in the embroidery module. We look forward to showing you how to do this. Again, OESD has a great set of instructions, but this there are some things that I'll walk you through and some tips as we go through to help make this easier for you. Look forward to having you join me on this journey. So let's get into it. Supplies for today's project. We're going to have some fabric for our pouch, and we've got 3 pieces here. The gray is for the top front, the second piece is for the bottom front, and the third piece is for the back. We're going to be using Ultra Clean and Tear, which is a medium weight tearaway stabilizer. We'll be using some 505 spray, and then I'm using the black bobbin case today, and Deco Bob in the bobbin, and some black polyfast embroidery thread in the needle, and we're using an embroidery needle. We're also using a zipper for this project, and so we'll be using the oval or large free arm hoop to stitch this together. So let's move over to the machine. For this project, we will be using the large free arm hoop. I've got the presser foot number 15 on the machine, and we've also got the 0 foot stitch foot plate, and our feed dogs are down. I'm in embroidery mode, and I've got the embroidery design loaded. I've imported that from my USB stick. So let's get the hoop on the machine and start stitching. Alrighty, we've got the hoop on the machine and we're ready to stitch. Again, the first set of stitches that we're going to see are the placement stitches that are going to help us align how we put our zipper on. So I'm going to grab this thread, pull up my bobbin thread, so needle up, needle down. That's going to help me get this all out of the way and prevent any kind of nesting. So now grab that and stitch out those placement stitches. Now that we've got those two lines for our placement stitches, let's go back to the cutting board and place our zipper. So here we are at the cutting mat. I've taken the hoop off of the machine, but I have left the stabilizer in place. And now I'm going to use this zipper. This is a YKK zipper. It's nylon. You do not want to use a metal zipper. You're going to be sewing over the zipper, or the machine is going to be sewing over the zipper, and you want to make sure that that's going through nylon, not metal. And I'm going to be using the 505 spray here to help secure that. So just a quick spritz in in between those two lines, and then I'm going to place the zipper pull so that it is to the left, and I'm going to place that outside the spot, well outside of the lines here, so that it's going to be there. And then what I do like to do is check the back to see that I'm relatively even on my placement. And once I do that, I can then take some paper tape, some tearaway tape, and just do a little check the to make sure that that stays in place, and then we'll put that back on the machine to tack down the zipper. Now we're back at the hoop, and we're going to sew the tack down stitch next. So just like before, I want to get that, bring that bobbin thread. Good. So a needle up, needle down. And then with my tweezers, just get that. I like to hold them in my left thumb and forefinger, and then we'll stitch. And I have my machine set up so that it gives me a couple stitches, then stops, so I can trim the threads. Then I can continue. And now all we're sewing is the tack down stitches for the zipper. And again, we're just going to let it continue. So things to look for here while this is going. You want to make sure that your lines are relatively parallel and even on either side of the zipper, because that's what it's going to that gives you a good indicator right away whether or not your zipper is or is not aligned properly. And this is also a time where you can, if you need to, you can relatively easily take out those stitches, tear away the stabilizer, rehoop new stabilizer, and start over if your zipper is not properly aligned. The next step, I'm going to place my front fabrics, the top and the bottom, and then we'll be back at the for the next stitch out. So just to illustrate what we're doing with this next step. So I've got the top front fabric. This is face up, and I've got it folded over so that the folded edge is next to the zipper. I've got that folded edge over the tack down stitch, and you can see that the tack down stitch ends here and the fabric extends a little beyond it, and the same way at the other side. That just helps to make sure that we're that we know that I'm gonna you're gonna get the the tack down all the way in, and I have secured the fabric on the corners with some of the tearaway tape. I'm going to do the same step for the bottom front, and we'll show you that here in just a second. So now I have placed the bottom front. Again, this we are face up, and I've secured the fabric with some of the paper tape. Just folded that bottom, so that the folded edge is next to the zipper. And in addition to securing the fabric at the corners, I also like to put a piece of the tape diagonally over the zipper so that the fabric doesn't move while it's being stitched. I've got the hoop back on the machine, and we're ready to stitch out the next color. And the way that this works is that each of these stitches there's a stop. So just like a color stop or a color change in other designs. And again, I'm just going to pull up that bobbin thread, hold that, go ahead and get it started. Raise the presser foot, stitch or cut those threads, the tails, and then let that stitch. All right, so the next step is going to be to put the backing fabric on top of the fronts here, and stitch out the next piece. As I'm placing the back, there's a couple things that I wanted to point out. So first off, I removed that diagonal piece of tearaway tape that was over the zipper, so that and that allows me to then move the zipper pull into the center of the piece. I've also put the paper tape back on to keep the zipper closed, and then I've started to adhere, and again placing the backing fabric on the on top of the piece or the work piece, and again securing it in the corners. And then one thing that I've also done in the back is, I have cut a relief cut, in the stabilizer right along where the zipper is. And what I have found is that, if I don't do that, it can be a little difficult to get the stabilizer out. So I'm going to finish putting the backing on, and then we'll be right back. So we're back at we've got the hoop back on the machine, and as you can see, I've got the fabric for the backing secured in the corners with the tearaway tape. Now I will admit this backing piece is larger than the directions say. What I did was I cut a piece that was both larger in width, and then I was double the length so that I could fold it over. The directions only call for a single piece, and I prefer to have a nice a nice fabric on the inside, so that if anybody ever happens to look in, it looks good. So what we're going to do now is it's going to sew 2 lines of stitching all the way around the piece, and then it's going to finish with a zigzag that goes in between the 2. So you'll see that. And again, just going to get that thread. Needle up, needle down to bring up that bobbin thread. So let's head back to the cutting mat. So we're back at the cutting mat, and I have removed the embroidery from the project, from the machine and from the hoop. And now what I'm going to do is use my small straight edge here and a rotary cutter. And what I do is I'm putting my 1/4 inch line on the inside line of the stitching, and just cutting that out. And then we now have the packet, or the pouch, out of the hoop. All looks good. And then what I do tend to do also is clip the corners, and I do braid them a little bit so that I get a nicer corner. Now, this is where we're going to start to remove the stabilizer. This is where having that relief cut in around the zipper makes a big difference. And if you want, you can also go and you can remove all the way around, and then we'll go ahead and turn this out. And there we have our little pouch. And that completes our zippered pouch. So this came together really quickly. Has a great look. The zipper works really nice. And because I've folded and had a good fabric on the inside, it looks great on the inside as well. So I encourage you to look in your scraps, look for pieces that are about 6 inches wide, and maybe a little larger, and follow the cutting instructions to create some great little bags or little pouches. Look forward to, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Look forward to seeing you again. If you aren't already subscribed to the Artistic Artifacts newsletter, weekly newsletter, check out ArtisticArtifacts.com, and at the bottom you can there's a place where you can subscribe. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like and a follow. We appreciate all of our viewers, and if you have one, please leave a comment. Again, we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.